Good evening, cats and kittens, pups and pooches. It's Susie Q96. Oh no, she kind of looks a lot like M3 Kitty Man to me. But it's midnight and for some reason I'm still awake. And I know what the reason is. So if anybody shows up, we're going to talk about the reason. See if we can resolve the reason. And we're going to talk about upcoming giveaway and another upcoming giveaway and all of that good kind of stuff there. I didn't even run my proper commercials and stuff. I'm getting forgetful that I can do this on my phone. So I better get it done proper, like maybe not in the right order.
Food markets only.
Meet Susie Smart, she is so bright. On her blackboard you can write. She has a desk, she has a seat. What's your name, my darling sweet?
My name is Susie Smart.
She can talk!
She can talk, but can she add?
2 plus 2 is 4. Cat, C-A-T.
You can spell!
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how
You recite!
Press the button, she says a dozen things, complete with desk, blackboard, and seat. Susie Smart, sold at food markets only.
Susie Smart has a seat? Well, I'll be dipped.
He likes it! Hey, Mikey!
All right. That's enough of that. I never can remember on the phone or to make comments. Okay. Nobody's made no comments, so I got nothing to comment about. It says there's one person here. It must be M3 because I don't see anybody else. Well, maybe this wasn't such a good idea. Oh, now it says there's 2 people. I went and looked. Doug Harding! It's the Doug Harding Show, featuring M3 Kitty and Doug Harding. Oh, let's see if a few more people come strolling in. Yeah, I looked and there wasn't anybody online. So I thought, hey, here's my big chance to be a celebrity. I could be an influencer. Fat frickin' chance, huh? Oh, well. Meow. Yeah, that's pretty much it. No, he's done sacked out. He got his got his treatables. So he's through dealing with me. My project today was trying to dislodge a pencil that rolled down into my printer because until I get it out of there, I can't print invoices. I can't print emails. I can't print mail-in labels. Uh, so tomorrow, I guess I'll actually get back there while my helper is here, and we'll pick the printer up and turn it upside down and see if we can get the pencil to roll out. Oh my goodness. Well, we're up to 3. I did finally get the video for the gift away. I got it filmed, but I had to use I couldn't find my GoPro. So I tried to use my phone, and my phone was full. So I used this other little camera that I have. Hey, Karen. And I've never done video on that little phone before, and apparently it only does 2 minutes and then it starts another video. So in order to release that video, I have to download it onto my computer and put it in the video production program and hook the two pieces together. So it will probably come out sometime tomorrow. Maybe as part of the Monday night Lodo coin collecting show, because I still don't have any way to get to the bank to get any coins. So Karen, I'm okay. I'm still tired. I still don't like being on these blood thinners that the surgery was supposed to get me off of. And I'm going to call the doctor tomorrow and ask them when exactly are they going to be uh, doing a checkup on me. On a brighter note, I'm getting closer and closer to the top of the move to Michigan list, where they have real doctors and stuff like that. I'm re- babble babble. I'm recovering okay from that last fall. Yeah. Uh, Still a little stiff and sore, but most of the actual wounds from that have healed up. I'm not completely covered in band-aids and stuff anymore, so that's a good sign. Uh, I went and sat out in the lobby of our apartment building today for a couple of hours with some of my little handcrafted jewelry, and I managed to make $50. So that went into the moving fund. Um, the moving fund is becoming an issue in that they could call me at any time. At this point, I'm like up in the top 10 now. So that's the good news. But the bad news is I don't have quite enough money. I mean, I can make it work, but it might mean that I have to uh, jettison a lot of my personal items because I simply won't have enough money to hire the people to help me load them. And I really don't want to do that. I've been getting rid of a lot of things, but there's some stuff I don't want to get rid of. And so that's, I spent this evening calculating and recalculating and rechecking the truck estimates and rechecking the loading labor prices and all of that good doodah. And I'm still about $1,100 short or more. And the reason I say or more is if they contact me at the beginning of the month, and I don't have bills to pay on this unit, so I can take that check with me to go that way, then I'll be about 1,100. Otherwise, I'll be about 2,100 short. That's not good. So, for the last month or so, uh, Sir Benji has been trying to organize an auction, which involves A, getting people to donate items to be auctioned, and B, he was trying to find a channel that has more viewers than he or I have. At least his channel is monetized. My channel's so small it's not even monetized. But he's not been having much luck. Um, it's an odd thing. People say they don't have time, but they have time to do their own auction, for their own personal gain, but not an auction to help somebody else. And I don't know, that hurts my feelings, but I can't do anything about it. And I recently lost my two best moderators. Guys that were good at that kind of stuff. One of them I might be able to get to come back. He's just taking a internet break, but there's nothing I can do about archaeology Mikey being gone. I mean, he is gone forever, and I stink at auctions. As Doug Harding can tell you, I stink at auctions because he's still waiting for his auctions. But I'm anyway. Sir Benji's still trying to put something together, and we've got some items that have been donated, but we don't have enough to have a real auction. Nor do I have a really good person to coordinate said auction. But I'm going to have to do something because they could call me tomorrow and say, your unit is ready. And if that happens, I only have 14 days to get up there. And so obviously I'm going to have the money to do it. Um, so my proposition is pretty simple. I think if I had more items and I could get a little more interest. Yeah, I didn't think about talking to them, AAP, because I didn't want to bother them because I knew they were moving and everything. But that might be a real good idea to talk to them and see if I can get some suggestions. Because that's basically what I'm doing right now is trying to pick people's brains. I've had some coins sent in to auction, and I've also had some metal detecting things, T-shirts, keychains, even a couple little rock and roll items from some of my musician friends. So I've got, and then of course I have, my handcrafted jewelry and that kind of stuff. So I've got some stuff, but I have to do this pretty quick. That's the problem. I mean, this they could call me tomorrow, at which point I would have 14 days to get everything out of here and up there and be able to pay all the bills up there. So, um, basically, if anybody has anything they can donate, doesn't have to be a coin. It doesn't have to be, yeah, I mean, it can be pretty much anything that somebody might be interested in buying. Uh, I can't find what I'm doing. I hate doing stuff on my phone because I don't know where anything is. There we go. Yeah, it's kind of becoming really a depressing thing that I can't raise the last bit of money. It has taken 3 years while I sat here waiting for a place to open in the low income. Yeah, I know they do, but they just recently moved from out of Lansing. They moved out into the country, so I know that they're still in their moving process. Yeah, they were trying to help me find a place near Lansing. They helped me get some addresses and stuff. So, uh, yeah, I know they live up there. I have a lot of online friends that live up there, and I have a lot of real life friends that live up there because I lived there for almost 7 years. And I've been treated at the University of Michigan Hospital on multiple occasions, and also at the Skin Institute there in Grand Blanc. So mostly what I need is just to make sure that when I get there, I have enough money that I don't end up living with no lights and, that kind of thing. Because once you get there, you got deposits to pay and, that kind of stuff. And I'm not going to have a car because my car blew up. So it's not going with me. However, that makes it work out actually kind of neat. Um, Sir Benji needs to go to South Carolina and pick up some stuff for his YouTube channel. So the plan is that he's going to drive down there and pick up his merchandise, and then he's going to come back up here to Virginia, and we're going to put his van that he just got on the tow. We're going to tow it behind the U-Haul truck, and then he's going to drive so that I don't have to try to be driving with one and a half eye. And he only lives about 7 miles from where I'm moving. So you know, that's going to be a super duper help. And you know, he volunteered. I didn't ask him to do that. He volunteered to do it since he has to go down that way anyway. But I've really got to figure out a way to at least raise another $1,200 somehow. And it wouldn't have been near as hard if my car hadn't blown up Monday. I am going to get maybe $300 for the car for junk, but that's not going to do it. You know? And one day next week, I'm going to have to take money out of my personal account and go rent a car for a day so I can cart some of this stuff off. You know, no, can't sleep, mud swat. Too worried about the trying to finance this move, and I don't know why I can't sleep. I'm antsy, so trying to figure out how to come up with the last bit of money that I need for this deal for me to be secure in the move. I mean, I can do it with what I have. I can get there, but if I run into anything that requires a deposit or like I got to pay a deposit on the apartment, obviously, and possibly on the utilities because I don't think that utility company likes me very much. Um, so, uh, Sir Benji and I have been trying to organize an auction of some kind where people could send things in to donate. Doesn't have to be coins. It could be anything. I'm going to get a hold of the guy at Kellyco who donated the pinpointers and see if he has a problem with me putting one in the auction versus giving it away. He gave me six of them. So I'm going to see if they have a problem with that. And but our biggest problem is I am not good at doing auctions. It's very hard for me to follow what is going on in the stream because I only have partial eyesight right now in one of my eyes. And I've lost my two guys that were really always on the ball in the stream and uh, keeping up on things for me. One of them is just taking a break from YouTube, but the other one was Archaeology Mikey, and he's gone now. So either I need to find a channel with a bigger. Yeah, I forgot about Mama T. Yeah, I did. I forgot about Mama T and Big T. I do. Yeah, I do need to talk to them. They're pretty darn organized at doing it. See, I just can't see well enough to keep up. And my channel really doesn't have enough people. It's hard to have an auction when you only got like 12 people in there. That's what Benji and I were concerned about. We need to get a channel that has a pretty good crowd and a reputation for auctions, because that's not my thing. I'm terrible at auctions. I try, but I am just not good at it. So that's another good suggestion. I see, just by logging on here midnight, I've gotten two really good suggestions. Some, that I can look at this week. And yeah, flea market day on Sunday. Well, I would have to have time to get the stuff together anyway, because some of the stuff is at um, Sir Benji's, and I don't know exactly what he has. And then there's a few things that were sent to my PO box. So, and I haven't, I have to go empty my PO box, but I don't even know what we have at this point. Um, we're trying to get that kind of figured out by Tuesday, what we actually have, and so I can make a list. Um, but like I said, the big issue is the apartments could call me from Michigan tomorrow and say your unit is available. Once that happens, I have a total of 14 days to get this place completely cleared out, get all my stuff loaded up, and get up there. Now, that also involves Sir Benji having to make his arrangements, because how it's going to work is he's got to go to South Carolina to pick up a bunch of stuff that he's got going for his eBay business. And then he's going to stop here. We're going to finish loading the stuff in the truck. We're going to put his vehicle on the hauler, because mine's not going. Mine's going to La Junk Yard. So not only do we have to arrange my schedule, we have to arrange his. And then he is going to drive the U-Haul from here back to Genesee County, where I will be living about 7 miles from him, which is great, because we both have eBay stores, and I did make a little money on my eBay store this week. I'm happy about that, but yeah. Anyway, so uh, if you have anything you want to put in the auction, send it to my P.O. box or send it to Sir Benji, doesn't matter. We will eventually find someone to get it sold for us. Ouch, I got an itch. But yeah, the closer it gets, the more uh, unsettled I am. Not because I'm thrilled about the move. It's not that I'm apprehensive and don't want to go. I'm chomping at the bit to go. I just want to make sure that when I get there, that I'm not having to hit up my friends for food money or something. because there is going to be an overlap where for about a month while they get all my insurance and everything switched over, that I may have to pay for some of my medications out of pocket and that kind of thing. And some of them are pretty expensive. I have one medication, 4 shots, one a week, 7,400 and loose change. So basically a $7,400 prescription. That's one. So it's kind of a scary thing because right now, I'm good on that, and I'm gonna call my doctor, and she's gonna make sure that any medications that I have to have, that before I leave, I get a 3 month supply if we can make that happen, so that I don't have to worry about, an overlap where I don't have that, but it could happen. And so those are the things we're trying to make sure are covered now. Is things like making sure that I have access to medication, transportation, which one thing I know is the transportation system up there. I I I lived up there 2 years before I ever even had a car. So I do have the advantage of having personal friends up there, um, knowing how the medical transport system up there works. So that part, I'm not sweating too bad, but I do have to make sure that I don't strand myself with no care. You know, like I'm just antsy and nervous, but I'm so happy that it's finally going to happen because this place is just Virginia's a beautiful state. However, all of the money distribution in this state goes to the coastal communities and the areas near Washington, D.C. Uh, the Blue Ridge and Appalachian Mountains, we get nothing down here, including doctors. Almost every doctor's appointment that I have is a minimum 2 hour ride each way. It's horrible. We know when the auction is, and I will pop into chat with an item to add. Don't want to have to ship it and then have it shipped again. I'll email you a picture. Yeah, see, that was something that we were talking about, was having people send a picture, so that the items didn't have to get mailed twice. Like, there's a couple of mine that are actually at somebody else's house. They belong to me. They just happen to be at somebody else's house. So, you know, they're in his little treasure box because I wanted him to take them and have somebody look at them. One of them I thought was a fake, and the other one I just wasn't convinced of the condition that the person was trying to that I was buying it from. So I wanted to make sure. So I had sent these to someone else. with more expertise than I have, because that's what you do when you don't know what something is, and you're planning on giving it away or selling it. You I always try to make sure that it's legit, because I am not an expert on. I mean, I know quarters pretty well and I know pennies pretty well, but I don't know some of the older stuff. And I used to, I had a couple people I could ask, like the Encyclopedia Britannica of coins there, archaeology Mikey. If he didn't know, he could find out. And so, anyway, that was why I popped on, was because I couldn't sleep. I was worrying about, trying to figure out how I was going to do this thing. And I got two really good suggestions. Uh, that was a good suggestion from Karen, to ask somebody else that I actually know. And then I used to go on, back before I got really sick and all my money was tied up. I used to go on, uh, Mama and Papa T. So, I used to participate in auctions on there pretty regular. So I forgot all about that. I was on there not too long ago too, so I don't know why I didn't think to consult with them. So thank you guys. That's a couple of good suggestions, and now I can probably go to sleep. Uh, so I think I'm going to do that now. Doug, I'm still working on yours, and I'm going to get the rest of it printed out tomorrow after I get that pencil out of my printer. uh, my printer's a little heavy for me to pick up, and they got me a new home help aide. She comes in and helps me clean and make sure I don't fall down when I'm taking a shower. If she hears a scream, she knows I have done something stupid. But she can help me pick the printer up and flip it over, and we can get that pencil to roll out of there. So, I mean, I'm not like super depressed about it now. I I was initially depressed about it because it hurt my feelings. Yeah, that the word I guess the word they use is butt hurt. I guess I was a little butt hurt that people that I had donated things to when I was in the position to do it for auctions they were doing to help other people. And then when they were asked if they would help with this, basically just said, no, we're too busy. But they're still doing their own auctions for their own personal gain. And I'm thinking, well, you know what? If you can do your own auction for your own personal gain, is it that much of a stretch to add one or two items to your auction and just say, this next auction, the money's going to go to the moving fund for Susie, or uh, Joe Blow's roof blew off his house. Let's sell a couple items on his behalf. You don't have to surrender your entire auction to help somebody. You can just throw a couple of items in and say, these next two are going for blah, blah, blah. St. Jude's Hospital, or Mary needs a new pair of shoes, or whatever. I just don't understand. The community seems to have changed a great deal in the last couple of years while I've been sick, where there's a lot of gimme, gimme, and people have accused me of it. But before I got sick, I was doing the gimme, gimmes. you know, I was out there giving stuff away. I I almost wish if I could take back 3 shows that I did. It was the 666 subscribers Devil Made Me Do It, where I gave away almost $1,000 worth of stuff. And then the next 2 years, I did the 12 Days of Christmas things, where I gave away several $100s worth of stuff. And I kind of wish, oh, I wish I had some of the stuff I gave away. But, you know, it is what it is. I gave it away because I wanted to give it away and make somebody happy. So we'll figure it out. But yeah, good suggestions that I got in here tonight. No, I'll think more on those. And I'll also get with Sir Benji. And we'll just, because like I said, we do have some things already donated from different sources. I know I have some keychains and some other stuff from Florida Metal Detecting, and um, Mikey's mom has kind of decided that she's gonna keep adding things, adding some things to his collection and getting rid of some of the things that are of lesser importance. She knew which things really meant a lot to him. So you may start seeing his mom in some of the channels. Not a lot, but the ones that Mikey thought a lot of, like my channel and Michael Kittle and a few other people. But she's talking about jumping in them and doing a little bit. But yeah, I'm just nervous because I'm getting so close to the call can come any day now. And I got to be ready, because if I lose my spot on the housing list again, it took me 3 years to work my way back up to the top of the list. And I need this treatment, and it won't wait 3 years. So, the situation's a little bit more critical. And it does not help when one of your family members makes a remark like this one. I'm not going to say what family member said this, but one of my family members, I mentioned that I was getting closer to the Michigan move, and this person responded in front of other family members, "Oh, you're not going to Michigan. You don't even have the money. You're never going to get there." Well, gee, thank you for your support. Yeah. Of course, this is the same family member that told people that I didn't really need to go there, that they have doctors here. Well, yeah, there's all kinds of doctors here, but they're not the ones that I need. Like, there's really uh, brain surgeons on every corner here in a 6,000 person town in the middle of nowhere in the mountains. No, it does not work that way. Oh my God. But it hurt my feelings that people were just like, nope, I'm too busy. So, but I'm over it now. I was just mad at the time. Plus, I was in a lot of pain because I had fallen and hurt myself out doing a yard sale that I really didn't have any business out doing. My doctors are telling me to stop doing all this stuff, but my doctors aren't paying my bills either. So I took it pretty easy today. I sat in the lobby of the building with my little critter earrings and a few other odds and ends and made $50. So, oh yeah, neck problems are the worst. I fell on the ice when I first moved to Michigan, and I I was getting into a vehicle at the time, and so my body twisted and I hit my head on the door of the vehicle, and they were going to do surgery on it and try to fix it. And I said, well, they they scheduled it for like a week or so later. Well, 2 days later, I had a big dental appointment thing over in Detroit, and this dental student idiot messed me up so bad that I ended up in intensive care. So they had to postpone the surgery on my neck because I was in intensive care where this nut job had just really messed up my mouth. And hello, sports cards. So anyway, by the time they got done fixing my mouth and getting me out of intensive care and all of that, the surgeon that had been gonna work on my neck said, at this point it's really too late to do much. We would probably make it worse by doing the surgery on it. So I just had to learn to live with it. And then I already had two other back injuries. So yeah, I'm a mess. But they have way better medical care there. Yeah, see, I was thinking the same thing, Mud Swat. I wasn't sure I wanted that surgery, and they had shown me all this stuff, and they had also been honest that there was about a 35 to 40% chance that if they did the surgery, it might paralyze me. So I'm like, hell no. You know, if I'm still walking, you're not going in there and messing with my back. I'm just at this point. I'm 70 years old. No, it isn't gonna happen. I was 65 when that deal went on, and I was having so many problems with the other issue. I'm like, I don't need to add more to it, so I'm just not going to. But the thing that I have now, um, it's such a rare disorder, and they really have never had another case of someone with this disorder and another one that I have. And they're trying to figure out, in order to treat one, they want to take me off the medication for the other. And that could leave me paralyzed, or at the very least in a wheelchair. And there's only three medications that they really use to treat this IgG4 thing, and I'm allergic to two of them. So I am basically, it's kind of my last chance to not lose the eyesight in this eye. But it is also an opportunity for me to help somebody else who may have the same situation happen to them down the road. Somebody younger that I just wouldn't want anybody else to go through this. If there's, a study that I can participate in that is going to help others that have this disorder, because there's no cure for it. And because it was misdiagnosed in me, it's not even operable in me. So, number one, I can get some relief. And number two, I can help others not go through it. Yeah, I wish I had all those things, Mudslot. Wouldn't that be the best? I was thinking about that today. They spend billions of dollars on professional sports: football, basketball, baseball, hockey, you name it. You add all that up for one season, and billions of dollars are being spent. Yet we cannot figure out how to fix somebody's back, or how to remove a cancerous tumor that has wrapped itself around someone's optic nerve, because it's too expensive to do the research. But yet we spend $1 billion, and that's maybe in a month. If you take all the professional sports teams and all of the expenses that go along with producing one Monday Night Football or one NBA thing or a NASCAR race, and I know about the NASCAR races and how much they cost because I worked in that industry for years. If they would just take a portion of that money and apply it to some of these other issues. Yep, no money for fixing people. So here I am trying to figure out how to have an auction to fix the people. And unfortunately, that people is me. Uh, but that's just the way it is. So I'm going to go now. And, oops, I see somebody. Stickman. Hi, Stickman. Haven't seen you for a while. Glad to see you in here. Even if it is the Deadbeat Club. Somebody asked me yesterday where the name the Deadbeat Club came from. And I have actually posted that response a few times, but I'll throw it out one more time. I actually voluntarily work for a rock band based in Michigan. Uh, they've been ripped off by so many people, and I'm a big fan, and so I help them out. And it's a band called Question Mark and the Mysterians. And they had this big hit record back in 1966 called 96 Tears. Well, many years later, I became a fan of a band from Georgia called the B-52s. And the B-52s came out with this song called the Deadbeat Club. And the Deadbeat Club was about a bunch of college kids that just didn't do anything but hang out and talk and BS and dance and party, basically a bunch of song about a bunch of partying college kids. And one of the verses, I'm going to paraphrase it. I'm not going to get it exactly right, but one of the verses is going down to Allen's bar for 25-cent beers, the jukebox playing real loud, 96 Tears, which is the hit song the band I worked for had back in 1966. And the B-52s referred to it in their song, The Deadbeat Club, in the 90s. So the song has, it still has a life of its own over 50 years later. So when I throw on a show that has no topic, or we're just going to sit around and BS, and it's not about coins and it's not about detecting, it's a Deadbeat Club meeting where we can sit around and drink beers and listen to 96 Tears. So that's where it came from. So, so yeah, that's where uh, calling the show the Deadbeat Club came from. It's paying homage to two bands that I really liked that were 30 something years apart. The only difference is Question Mark and the Mysterians are still together and still playing gigs. And the B-52s did their final tour, finished it up in August, I think. So they have officially broken up. So my crazy old boys from Michigan are still around. So anyway, that's where it came from.
So I'm going to go try and get some sleep now and see if I can accomplish something tomorrow. I thank everybody that made suggestions because now I have some direction in which way to go with this thing. So I'll try to get a hold of Sir Benji tomorrow and see what he thinks. So thank you all for hanging out with me in the Deadbeat Club and have a great week. M3 says meow, 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 which translates to treats, treats, send me more treats. All right, gang. Thanks a lot for being here. I appreciate it. And tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, is the regular Monday Lodo coin collecting show. And I will be announcing the rules and regulations and showing the hopefully showing the video I made for the gift away so we can give away another Vulcan 360 metal detecting pinpointer. Those were donated to the channel by Kelly Co. So we will be telling you how you can win one of those. And I will see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please do so. And, all the other stuff, hit the like button and all that good doodah that doesn't really seem to do me a darn bit of good with YouTube, but we'll give it a go anyway. Thanks, everybody, and good night.